How's it going, Westy? Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good one. Oh, I'm so angry. Still annoyed. How's it going, bot? Chris Gray, what's good, man? You were robbed. Yeah. I'm still fucking annoyed. I'm still fucking annoyed about it. I didn't bet on Pena, so I'm kind of, I don't know, where do I start? That whole card, man. Everything you can think about that is wrong with MMA and the UFC in general happened on that card pretty much. I'm waiting for that DNA test, Sniff. We've discussed it. Until I see the paperwork, there's nothing to talk about, really, is there? Yeah, Chris, I don't even know where to start. I guess we could start with Juliana Pena. I slept through most of the card, woke up perfectly in time for the main event. Lovely. Yeah, that was probably the best way to enjoy that card. I'm not saying it was a horrible card in terms of like excitement or entertainment, but there was so much that went wrong in terms of there were several decisions on the card that were embarrassing, horrible. I think the Aldo one is the one that I'm the most annoyed about. But maybe the Juliana Pena one. I still think Pena is a better champ than your twin. I'm gonna have to disagree. And the post fight interview that she had confirmed it. Pretty much. I said that if Pena won, she's gonna do everything she can to not fight Kayla Harrison. Frankie, do you want to kickbox me? No. No, not really. I mean, we can have a scrap. Yeah, mate, if Aldo won, I would have got 490 pounds, mate. How you doing, Joe Hogan? I haven't seen you for a while, mate. Yeah, I would have got 490 if Aldo had won. The thing is, yeah, with the Aldo decision, I'm partly annoyed by it because obviously he spent a great majority of the fight allowing himself to be pinned up to the cage and not doing anything. But according to the rules, he fucking won. I don't understand it. I knew it was going to happen. I was in Dougie's corner chat for most of it. I was partially in Paradox's, partially in Dougie's corner. I said it. They're going to rob him, or they're going to. I don't necessarily think it was a robbery. I just think it's it just epitomizes everything that's wrong with this sport. Matcher, I'm glad you brought this up. I am going to say this. I was shitting on Khalil Roundtree in that fight. As soon as it was announced, I've been shitting on it for the entire time. I've got to give Khalil Roundtree his credit. He belonged in there. He won 2 out of 3 rounds. I wasn't expecting that. I did say he was going to gas and get battered, which eventually did happen later than I was expecting. But fair play to Khalil. And I actually kind of like him after that. I thought the spirit that he showed in there, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Fair play to Khalil. It was a great main event. The main event made up for a lot of fucked up stuff that happened on that card. Yeah, Paradox. This is exactly what I'm saying. I said this. I said if the main issue that I have with Pena being champion, aside from the fact that she's an insufferable, annoying cunt, I knew she was going to do exactly that. And what we're going to get now, it wasn't me actually that brought up the fact that she would call out Pena. I think somebody else did. I either saw it on Twitter or somebody said it in here, and I went, yeah, she's probably going to do just that. She's going to do everything she can now to stall out that Harrison fight. I'm telling you, she is not going to fight. She's not going to fight Pena. She's not going to fight Harrison for at least a year. At least. She's going to ride on being champion. She's going to say she's got an injury. She's going to stall it out until basically they say to her, if you don't fight, we're going to strip you. And that's how it's going to go down. I think the thing is with the Raquel Pennington fight, I don't think she got robbed. I thought it was a bad decision. The first round was basically the swing round, where I thought Pennington landed a lot more impactfully. So I thought Pennington won that round, but you can give it to Pena technically. I'm not upset about the decision. I'm upset about the aftermath of all of it. Because I know what a horrible champion Pena's going to be. We're going to get insufferable interviews all over town, and then she's not going to fight Harrison for as long as she can avoid it. The only reason, again, bantamweight is dog shit, but the reason why it annoys me, we need Harrington to become champion because it's the only way we're going to get Nunes back, number one. And it's the only way we're going to get somebody like Pacheco coming back or potentially Cyborg coming back, where we get a somewhat worthwhile headliner female fight. Because there's nobody for Weili to fight, who's the only other female fighter worth note. I said this was going to happen. Pena is a disgrace. To call out Nunes after that fight, I mean, it's literally why I've explained this entire time why I did not want Pena to win. She's not good on the mic. All she does is whinge and complain. Like, I've had people saying this a lot. Pena talks. She talks bullshit. And she's jarring. She's a horrible fighter. She lost. She didn't do anything really of note apart from in one round in that fight where she got Pennington down and beat her up a bit. Macho, I wouldn't be surprised if we got Shevchenko Pena first. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I thought Pena lost. I don't think it was a robbery. How you doing, Andy B? Good to see you, brother. I don't think Pena lost. I mean, I did think she lost, but I didn't think it was a robbery. 4 of the rounds were very clear either way, and round 1 was a swing round. I can see it. I hate everything about it. I hate everything about it. And again, I feel like the UFC is not a legitimate fighting organization. I feel like it's an undercover betting ring because every single time we get a fight, and especially an underdog or a card on the or a fight on the card where people are heavily betting on it, it goes wrong, and it goes wrong in every single card. I had a 6-fight parlay on, which I never do, including a Contender Series fight, and I was due to make nearly 500 fucking bucks on an Aldo win. And lo and behold, here we are. Paradox, I'm with you on that as well. I partially blame Aldo for allowing himself to get pinned on the cage and not doing anything, but he outstruck him very, very clearly and distinctly in 2 of those rounds. He should have won that fight. Again, not a robbery per se, but according to the rules, Aldo should have won that fight. It's just it's a joke, man. Usually I come in on Sunday, I got these happy Sunday vibes. I'm not feeling it today. I'm fucking annoyed by that. I am very fucking annoyed by that. By the way, bot, if you're still here, where's my hate video, sir? I'm just gonna say that before I forget it. I've seen your channel, bot. Where's my hate video? You claim to be my biggest hater. Where the fuck are you? There's plenty of ammunition on me. Go for it. Yeah, Paradox, I feel for you as well. I really do. You pretty much had, I'm pretty sure you had a very similar parlay to the one that I had. I didn't bet on Holland because I knew that was a bit of a dodgy one. And I didn't bet on the Pena Pennington fight because I knew this could potentially happen because they want Pena as champion because she's a gobby cunt. Basically, for me, Pennington had to knock her ass out to win, which is why I didn't bet on it. But I think she still did enough to win. But Saturday, how you doing, brother? Sorry, I've gone off on a little bit of a rant. So a parlay is when you put a whole load of fights together. It's where you don't bet on one fight, you bet on multiple fights. That's basically what a parlay is. So I had like Finney from the Contender Series on it. I had who else? Pretty much everyone on that card who I thought was going to win, including Aldo. And it's the Aldo one that fucks up. Confederate MMA. By the way, shout out to Confederate MMA. I've seen your channel. I like what I'm seeing. You're a pretty base son of a gun. So shout out to Confederate MMA. If you're not subscribed to Confederate MMA, give the guy a shout. Very entertaining. Very much enjoy your content, sir. So shout out to you. Who's afraid of you, Andy B? What's up, Sven? How you doing, bro? And the fact that Bilal was in the corner, I didn't notice him. Now that you're bringing it up, I'm even more annoyed. I forgot. I didn't even realize he was there. I mean, I knew he was going to be there, but I forgot that he was there. I guess I was paying attention to other stuff. Juliana Pena and Bilal are the two people I hate the most in this sport. So seeing them banded together was a little bit annoying. Did you see my post lately? I saw, was it one you made today? I did see the post you made lately. It was you apologizing for something. I don't know why you apologize, Andy B. You're all good, mate. I've never seen you say anything too far out of line. But keep being yourself, Andy B. We're all good. We're all good. Anytime someone says parlay, I think of that as the guy from the saying Polly. I can see why you'd make that. I can see why you'd make that association. Bilal is way cooler than Pena. Yes, he is, and he's still one of the biggest annoying scumbags ever. But you're right, he's way less insufferable than Pena is. Chris Gray, don't get me started on the Joaquin Phoenix thing. He's not the Joker. I'm gonna say something interesting though. I actually didn't think the Joker 2 movie was that bad. And I thought Joker 1 was fucking boring. But needless to say, it's not a Joker movie. Nice one, Westy. Nice one, Crystal. Yeah, shout out to that guy. And shout out to Rob's neighbor. I've got to give you a shout out as well. In my description, I've got a collaboration video that I did with a whole bunch of other YouTube creators. And it's a video that I really am proud of. Rob's neighbor was part of it. That actually Rob's neighbor closed out the show on that video. Shout out to you. And shout out to Paradox the Chad as well. Shout out to Paradox the Chad, who did another great segment on that video. Subscribe to Paradox the Chad if you haven't already. Like I said, we've got some really good creators that come up in here, and I appreciate every single one of you, especially the ones that take part in my videos. And Andy B, my man Andy B. Got a birthday coming up not too far. Shout out to Andy B. Bismarck, good to see you as well, bro. I'm sure you had a lot of axes to grind about that card as well. Yeah, like I said, man, I like coming in on a Sunday, having some positive vibes. I was annoyed. Jack Nicholson is what I mean. Jack Nicholson wasn't like a comic book Joker. I don't really care about that stuff too much. I'm not a comic book nerd as much as I might look like one. The Joker movie is not a Joker movie at all. Just because you say we're in Gotham and oh, there's some white guy over there who's supposed to be Harvey Dent, it's not a Joker movie. And Heath Ledger is the greatest Joker ever, hands down. Unless, again, you count those gaming ones or those comic book ones. But I didn't think the Joker 2 movie was that bad. I think it got trashed a little bit. I think everyone just piled on. I don't think it was that terrible. I could see what they were trying to do. Ankalaev is a lock against Pereira. I don't know. I think Ankalaev is dumb enough to strike with him. How you doing, Lalo? Good to see you. Good to see you, CJ. Hope you enjoyed the card as much as I hated it. Fucking despised it. What did Lane say? Diddy was a good Joker. He's a better Joker than Joaquin Phoenix. I'm not shitting on Joaquin Phoenix's performance. I'm just saying it ain't a Joker. That was not a Batman or that universe movie. But I would still favor Alex Pereira against Ankalaev because he's dumb and he'll try to strike with him. Ankalaev would beat Pereira standing. No. Ankalaev can't take leg kicks. I'm not saying it's a terrible take. Ankalaev would get his legs splattered in the first round, and then his takedowns wouldn't be as effective, I believe. But again, it's not awful. It's not an awful take. I think it would be Alex Pereira's toughest test, but I still think he'd beat him. We're not going to see it, though. We're only going to see it after Alex Pereira fights Tom. That card was trash. Yes, it was. Yeah, CJ, I'm raging. I'm mostly raging about the Aldo and like I said, even with the Pena one, I'm not saying she didn't win. I'm saying she's a horrible person and champion. Awful. Dog shit. Wonder Boy needs to retire. That was one of the aspects of the card that I'm really glad that I got right. I knew Buckley was going to win. I said he was going to finish him. DDP subs Pereira. At middleweight, I think DDP would probably win. But the way that DDP dives in, I'm more and more convinced that he probably gets clipped. Caleb Harrison versus Juliana Pena. We're not going to see it, though, for a long time. It's going to be a good year away. Yeah, the Kevin Holland one disappointed me as well. Roman Dolidze's not a good fighter. MVP needs to go. Nah, we can still get one. I mean, like I said, you can kind of justify doing MVP and Wonder Boy. I think it's the fight everyone thinks they want, but when it actually goes down, it's going to be dog shit. It's going to be like a boring chess match that is horrible to watch. I don't really want to see it, but I can see them justifying why to do it next. I can see it happening. Yeah, I don't understand the whole. I think the whole giving the black belt thing is just a ceremonial thing. I don't think it's because of what you did on that night. And they need to stop doing that because again, it's stupid. Ryan Spann is back, and another dog shit fighter, another guy who claims that he's only not reaching his potential because he doesn't train. Then you're a retard, mate. I mean, OSP is 42, right? Again, that fight should not have been happening either. Really good to see you in here again, Joe Hogan, by the way. Shout out to you. The whole card was just everything that was wrong. Bad judging throughout the card. That referee in the Pateria fight is one of the worst refs I've ever seen. They should have had him in there when Aldo was fighting fucking Bautista. I wouldn't have minded him if he refed that fight. Awful. And just some kind of generally dud fights that went on. It was just a dog shit card. I will say this though, I'm done talking about altitude. Altitude didn't affect the any of the fights that much, I thought. I hope I'm in the video. Which video, bro? Pena winning is good for the sport. It's not. It's not. She called out Amanda. She went, nah, I don't really want that. Amanda Nunes, come back here. You ran away. Amanda Nunes dog walked her in that second fight, beat the shit out of her. The fact that she's deluded enough to think that that is in any way competitive. And impartially, I kind of hope that Amanda Nunes does come back. Says, all right, let's go in January, and then fucks her up again. And then we get Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. That would be way better. The only consolation I've got for this is that when Pena eventually does fight Harrison, she's going to get battered because she is shit. That's the only consolation I get from this. But we're not going to see it. I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. We're going to get it this time next year. And it's when they fought. Pena's going to have some mystery injury. And then she's not going to fight her for at least a year. I'm telling you now. Fortunately, bantamweight is shit and we don't care. But I kind of feel sorry for Kayla. Because a lot of people did shit on her performance. I thought she did really well. I thought the hip toss she got in the first round was amazing. And what I like about Harrison is when she gets bitches down, she beats the fuck out of them. So fair play to her. Women's MMA is a coin flip every time. Yeah, it's because they're all dog shit. But like, I mean, even I don't really care about that. It's just again, we've just got a shitty champion who's not going to do anything. She's not going to be active, and she's an insufferable cunt. And we're going to get to hear about it for the next. We're going to get a Juliana Pena media tour, which I'm going to ignore anyway. I don't watch any of her interviews, but we're going to get 7-8 months of her talking bullshit before the fight gets picked. And it wouldn't surprise me if they do her on tough. I guarantee you as well, we likely get Pena, Harrison tough when it should be Paddy and fucking Moicano. It's just disgusting. I hated everything about it. And Joe Hogan, the way that they're doing Aldo, again, I completely agree with. By the way, shout out to you, John Dong. Good to see you, brother. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of a rant right now. I should be reading chats, and I'm going to get to it. That card was a fucking joke. But yeah, I agree with you, Joe. And yeah, the Aldo thing. Aldo's beaten 5 or 6 current ranked bantamweight fighters. And yet fucking Umar gets a fucking title eliminator against Sandhagen. It makes no sense. Bautista versus an angry mob of favela Brazilians. Again, I don't really blame Bautista for what he did, but he shouldn't have won the fight off it, and that's the problem. Bautista fought like a pussy. Aldo deserves some of the blame for allowing himself to get hugged up on the cage, but according to the scoring criteria, he won. Nah, Norman Dumont gets beaten up by Kayla Harrison. I think it would be another reasonably close fight. Kayla Harrison has always had issues on the feet. She does lunge in, but she's got a chin. She might get tagged up by a couple people, but her strength and the way that she dominates on the ground, she will win against pretty much anyone, apart from Nunes. Kayla looked like a mid-male fighter standards, but and that's another thing. The Pena and Raquel Pennington fight is, I believe, the worst skilled matchup title fight I've ever seen. I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying it's the worst fight I've ever seen. We've seen way worse. And Pennington did beat her up for a bit, which was quite satisfying. But skill-wise, it was fucking horrendous. When Kayla smiles, she's pretty. I mean, I made a comment yesterday on Dougie's Corners video. I'm not gonna repeat it. I don't think Kayla Harrison is that butters. Is she a man from the neck down? Yes. But I don't think she's that butters. I think she's all right pretty-wise. Like, she's a 4 when she smiles. And would I do her? No, she's got the body of a fucking bodybuilder. Not what I'm saying. But she's not butters. She's prettier than Juliana Pena. There, I said it. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Kayla's got some cheeks on her body. I mean, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's the shoulders and the general muscular physique that I don't like. Norma could beat me off. I'd take a handy. Of course I would. I'm shameless out here. Norma Dumont's all right. She's a 5. But in women's MMA, she's like a 9. Because they're capped at a 7. She's got a long nose. Kayla is Brock lesbian. Like I said, she's got a dude's physique. But at least she's a good fighter. She's low key caked up. I'll be honest here. I haven't really noticed that. You could be right. I'm not ruling it out. Kayla has a waist and hips. So we're back to our regular Sunday programming, it looks like. Judging borderline females and discussing whether we would tap that or not. Batista deserves the title shot against Alex Pereira next. And Mr. Toad, I hope he gets it. Fought like an absolute pussy. We're going to get Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall. I'm more convinced about that than ever. Yeah, she's not ugly. She's just manly. And I think whatever she's been taking or doing with her diet or whatever, that jaw, she's got that, that pre-op China chin. And then China came back one day and looked suspiciously more like a female. I think Kayla's on the same plan. Her voice is quite manly, though. I would say Tracy Cortez's voice is more manly than hers. She is a Pinocchio. Well said. She does have a big... I mean, I'm not one to talk about big honkers. I mean, I don't have the biggest nose in the world, but it's... I shouldn't really be talking about people's noses. Did you see a clip of Jamal Hill? I did. And I also saw Alex Pereira's response to it. Alex Pereira's funny, man. He said something along the lines of... I guess that's him waking up from 300 or something. That guy's sharp. Great response. We're finding out who's closeted with these Kayla is pretty takes. I mean, it is the conversation you have before you admit that you like sausage and all. I'll be honest. I'm not saying I would do Kayla Harrison. I'm just saying she's not butters. Kayla's only feminine feature is her hair. No, I don't know, man. When she dolls herself up a little bit and gets a little bit of a smile on, I don't think she looks that bad. Face-wise. I made a comment. I'm going to say the comment that I made on Dougie's Corner yesterday. She's the only woman where you would basically, how they say sometimes you'd put a paper bag on a woman's face? You'd put a paper bag on her from like the neck down. Or maybe from like here down. Yeah. I don't think she's not the worst. Would I do her? No. but she's not the worst. Jamal Hill trying to yawn. Yeah, it was the weirdest yawn. It was like, oh. I don't know why I simulated that live on camera, but it's done. We did it. Be right back. See you in a minute, Andy B. Her stand-up is her only feminine feature. True, she does fight like a woman. We learned that last night. Aquiline noses are aristocratic. I mean, yeah. I mean that's an argument you can make. Again, I don't think she's that fucked. Yeah, she's got the torso of a man, pretty much. It's the midsection, really. I can't comment on the lower part because haven't really checked that out, but I guess I'm going to in future. In a dimly lit alley on a foggy night, Kayla Harrison is gorgeous. Lights off or dimly lit setting. But again, you'd be feeling around and then things would start to feel a bit weird. Carla Esparza is the worst for me. I didn't watch that fight. I'll be honest. I didn't watch the first two. I didn't see Court McGee choke out Tim Means. And I didn't see Carla Esparza's fight either. Because I've got better things to do in my life. But I heard that Carla Esparza might have got robbed. And I did pick her as well. But who cares? She's going anywhere. Who gives a fuck? Nah, she's just breeding material. If the world is ending, you've got to repopulate. But think about what that would do to the future gene pool. Again, like I said, she's very manly. I think a lot of it has to do with the training and probably whatever she was injecting into her ass. But I don't think she's that horrible. There are more horrible people. There are more horrible looking women in the sport that people elevate. Juliana Pena being one of them. Juliana Pena, when she opens her mouth, it's just awful. She's just got a very punchable face. I was talking about his face. How you doing, Piccolo? Carla Esparza is pretty butters. But again, Carla Esparza is another example I would give. You would smash. If you were in a desperate, you hadn't managed to get any pussy for a few years, you would smash. And you wouldn't feel gay doing it. She does have a woman's body. Is it a good woman's body? No. But you would. Do you think Kayla's clit is bigger than Hasbula's penis? 100%. She's definitely rocking at least a 2-incher. I was looking out for Kayla's cup last night. Pena's the worst. I fucking hate Juliana Pena. And the worst thing is now we're going to have to wait a year before we see her get beaten up. And she will. Whoever she fights next, that's the only consolation. It's going to be a similar dog walking to what she got in Nunes 2. So we've got that night to look forward to, boys. And 2 females in here. We're going to get to see Juliana Pena get battered in the future. The question is, the problem is we're going to have to wait for it. Melissa Gatto is the only attractive women's MMA fighter, in my opinion. I don't know, John Dong. There's a few. Is it not Lucindo, the other one? Lucindo's another dog. Lacerda. Is it Lacerda? She's quite hot. Maybe I've got the wrong person. Baby Shark is quite hot. There's a few. Yeah, Joe Hogan. I was thinking that after. Aylin Perez is gross as well. Aylin Perez is disgusting. But I would do her. Again, desperate down the line type situations. There is worse out there than Aylin Perez. But she's butters. She's fucking ugly. She's got like that pancake face. You know, like in cartoons when someone gets hit with a frying pan and then their face goes flat. Before the air gets pumped back in, that's what Aylin Perez looks like. She's fucking ugly. But again, she's got a somewhat female body. Somewhat. She doesn't have the cake that she thinks she does. But again, she's doable. Welcome to a regular Sunday stream with Fight Night Frankie. She's got a very punchable face as well. And I think twerking in somebody's face, if somebody did that to me, I'm fighting after the bell goes off. You had your chance to batter Pena last night. Well, at least she got a bit of a... I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but she did get a bit of a. I mean, she got knocked down. She got a little bit of a paste in. It was a horrible performance, but she's 2-time champion. Women's MMA needs to go. I wish Raquel wore her backwards hat in the cage. A very dykey move. We all know it. Norma Dumont has got cake, but again, quite butters. Norma Dumont is a 5, a women's MMA 5. If you saw Norma Dumont on the street, you wouldn't look once. She's a below average looking female. He's calling you Pennington. Yeah, I mean, it's got a point. If you see the latest video that I've got, and by the way, if you guys could watch the latest video I did with the other content creators, it's in the description. I lean into that. I do look a little bit like Raquel Pennington. So what? That's a handsome woman right there. Yeah, Rocky in her backwards hat with her hair down. Yeah, it's a disgrace. I'm glad Raquel. Oh yeah, she does have a nasty gut. People were commenting on that. They were like, "Oh, Raquel's getting a little bit fat." She's been like that. She's had that physique. She's always had the kind of the flabby midsection going on. This is not a new. Who did you meet? Who did you meet, Piccolo? Oh, do you mean Norma Dumont? She probably scrubs up all right. Norma has a very angry face. A lot of people talk about that. She does have a bit of cake, I guess. Like I said, she's not butter. She's just not pretty either, in my opinion. Norma Blood on the Teeth Dumont takes the title by 2025. We're not going to see a bantamweight fight until October of 2025. Norma. Yeah, again, if people want to say Norma Dumont's hot, I don't hate it. I don't agree with it. But it's not the worst take I've seen. Saying Pena's hot is an issue for me. Saying Tricia Torres is hot is an issue for me. Amanda Ribas has the most annoying voice going as well. Amanda Ribas just needs to shut the fuck up. As long as Amanda Ribas doesn't talk, we're all good. She's not awful. Again, you'd smash. You'd smash. But again, just don't talk. Please don't talk. I can't wait for nights out in the island together when you take the dive for me when that fat chick. Yeah, I'm not gonna smash the fat chick. I'm just gonna remove her from the equation. I'm a very good wingman. But that fat chick is having a lonely night after that. I don't do fat girls. I don't do women that look like fucking oranges, physique wise. Pennington is fire. Downy vibes. Yeah, there is an element of that. Natalia Silva is all right as well. Natalia Silva, it would get it. Not bad. She's got mad cake, especially at 145. I just wish we could see that bunda. You are a gross human, sir, and I love you for it. If she added any more weight, it would just droop. It would just be a horrible ass. Who's more attractive, Kayla Harrison or Lauren Murphy? Ooh, Lauren Murphy looks like a skaghead. She looks like a crack tweener. However, if you had to do, Luana Santos is the one that I was thinking of. Thank you, Lane. Luana Santos is the one who's quite hot. She's probably the hottest female fighter right now. Personally, I've got Baby Shark as number 1. Don't know about you boys and girl, but Luana Santos is a solid 7. She's an MMA 8 though. But on the street, she's a 7. Yeah, I'm a sick wingman. You're in for a treat. But yeah, going back to the Lauren Murphy thing, I would do Lauren Murphy over Kayla Harrison because I could just turn off the lights and she's got a somewhat female body. Lauren Murphy used to do heroin. It looks like she does. Looks like she did. That all adds up to me now because she looks like that. She does look like she's a former. Yeah, Tabitha Ritchie, Baby Shark. She's number 1 for me. And she's into Irish dudes as well. So that's another plus point for me. It means that if I was still in the game, I'd still have somewhat of a shot. Probably not, but Tabitha Ritchie is pretty hot. Diana Belbita, There's another one who's really hot. There's a few. In other words, no crack codes need apply. I mean, let's not get carried away now. You know. Yeah, but that's the point that I'm making, Piccolo. That's the point that I'm making. Oh yeah, Westy. When I said I'm a face first, that means if you're gonna get more than like one smash, you have to be very pretty. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like if someone's got somewhat of a body and I need a slump buster, the smash isn't happening. We're talking about two different things. I mean, if you're not pretty, but you've got a good body, you'll get the smash, but I'm not gonna call you again. Ronda Rousey or Grasso. Grasso all day long. And it's mostly because of the post nut clarity thing that we've talked about in here. Angela Hill looks like she's got like a 1980s porn star bush, which some people are into. I can't help picturing that. And again, Angela Hill's voice, she's the Marge Simpson of women's of MMA. Horrible voice. And she's got a podcast. I don't know who told her that was a good idea. But now Ronda Rousey has looked cute on occasion, but again, no. Angela Hill is beautiful too. She's not. You got to put Grasso's face on Rousey's, but I mean, Rousey has probably a decent physique. I would say she's all right. Again, a bit muscly for me though. And again, like after you nut, you'd have to listen to her talk, and it wouldn't be worth it, in my humble opinion. I don't mind fake. I don't mind. Again, Paige Van Zandt overrated to me. Overrated. 6. Vitriol, my boy. How you doing, sir? How's Japan treating you? I hope you're doing well. Still on your rampage. It's not going to end today, Andy. I'm still angry. Angela Hill is an African booty scratcher. Angela Hill smells. I think the fish comment is bang on. Could Ronda come back now and beat Pena? Definitely not. Ronda wouldn't beat anyone in the top 10. And bantamweight is shit. I think Pennington would beat Ronda. Yeah, we're doing some weird Frankenstein, and that's a new one. We take this one's hands and this one's neck, and then we're doing some collage shit now. Angela Hill looks like Mos Def. I see it. I see it. Yeah, she's fucking gross. I'm not generally into like black girls anyway. I'm not saying they can't be beautiful, they can. Oh, Erin Blanchfield or Holly Holm. Ooh. That's a fucking tough one. I'd go with Holly Holm, even though she's gross, just because Erin Blanchfield looks like a child. And I'm not into the old nonsense thing. Kovacevic, or there was a time when Kovacevic looked kind of all right, but now she gives me granny vibes, and I reckon Joanna Jędrzejczyk would be a hell of a fuck. Nami Yunus with long hair. I mean, Nami Yunus with long hair is a 3. Without hair, it's like a 1. Rose is another one who's gross, and again, I wouldn't want to listen to her. Pena versus Ronda would be the striking match of the decade. It would be fun in the same way that Rockhold and Paulo Costa was fun. It would just be funny watching them retardedly swing at each other. Rose before she was indoctrinated. Rose is not my type. I'll put it that way. Diana Avsaragova. Avsaragova. Who's that? Is she in 1? Maybe it's the same one I'm thinking about. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. 100%. She will get the D without question. Yes. Demopolis. Nope. Another gross one. Gross. What is wrong with you lot? Fucking hell. Yeah, Rousey with the hands behind the back. That picture is the only picture in existence, though, where she looks somewhat cute. And I think they just caught her at a good angle. She ain't hot either. Rin Nakai. Wait a moment. Oh, she's in Bellator. No one. Yeah, Rin Nakai is a bit beefy. But again, she's not that bad. She's a bit muscly again, but yeah. Oh no, look at that bod. Yeah, she's all right. She is all right. Bit chunky for me, but oh, look at those. Now look at those biceps. I take it all back. And she looks like a dude. I take it back. Sorry, that was a bit too revealing there. I've seen worse, but again, with no, not for me. There are some pictures she looks all right in though, so maybe it's Holly is hot. Not really. What about Gloria De This is what we're doing on Sunday, yeah. Gloria De Pola. Nah, she looks like an old lady. I'm getting granny vibes again. Again, she's all right. She's all right. Again, a female's body. She's all right. Again, I'm getting granny face vibes, which again is a bit off-putting. Michelle Waterson, yeah, Michelle Waterson will get dick down. Again, there's nothing gay about being into Michelle Waterson. She's all right. Thoughts on lean beef patty? I don't really have much thoughts on it, to be honest, mate. Got no thoughts about it. What made you think of that? Rin Nakai can get it. She looks all right. I'm gonna say this now. I would rather do Verna Jandaroba, who is a nightmare, than Juliana Pena. I'm not even joking. Again, Carla Esparza, I would smash her. If you want, again, because she's got a female's body. She's butters, but you could get one smash out of that. Yeah, Ditchever's quite hot as well. She's quite Paddy with long hair. Oh man, hang on a sec. Have I just outed myself again? Have I outed myself again? I see it now. She looks like Maria Agapova a little bit as well. But again, I reckon she's somebody who would scrub up well. And again, she's got a body on her. So fuck it. Look up lean beef patty. She's a fitness industry. Okay. I thought you were talking about food. Forgive me for... Nope. Nope. Those back muscles are disgusting. And her biceps are massive. Nope. Are you guys basically trying to out myself as gay? That's already been done, mate. Nina Drama, hell yeah. Again, I would smash her, but I wouldn't want to listen to her. Frankie, if you want to see a fine-ass fighter, look up Sky Nicholson. Oh, why not? This wasn't the Sunday stream I was hoping for, but yeah, she's all right. Is this the Australian professional boxer? She's fine, I guess. The thing is, though, women that are involved in combat sports are generally not nice. So she would probably be in the lower part of the upper tier. Weird head shape, but I don't have a problem with that. She's all right. Truganini. All right, I'm going to do this for you, Sniff. Fuck it. Truganini. Truganini? Truganina? Hang on. I might have misspelled that. Truganini. I have a feeling you're tricking me again. What the fuck is that? No, I've got that in my search history forever. What the fuck are you doing? Nina is an awful lady. I mean, yeah, she's an insufferable cunt, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about again, anyone who criticizes my channel for being one note female judgment, they've got me again. 1 second. Look at my previous. What's your previous message say, bro? Somebody said Bautista versus Song next. Yeah, I guess so. I'm way behind on the chats on that. Hang on a sec. Paddy looks like slow Loris. Yeah, I looked her up. I looked up Sky Nicholson. She's all right. She is all right. Sniff, what the fuck is that, bro? What the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm not into white girls. Again, Chris, she's not bad. Again, I would say she's lower tier. She's lower band on the upper tier. Truganini sniffs petrol. What is happening today? At least it's not getting. It's not. At least it's not getting like it did last week. I guess. Yeah, she is fine as fuck. Don't lie. For a white girl, yeah, she is. Got a bit of a weird head shape. Looks like a lollipop, but it's all good. Smashed. And Andy has got many options because Andy, it sounds like, would smash a lot of stuff. And fair play, Andy. I respect you for it, sir. I've got nothing to get. The thing is, if you're just into smashing, you don't really care, and you own it. I'm all good with that. I've got nothing against that. As long as you own it, it's fine. But yeah, I'm generally just now after this weekend, it's all been a sour. Macy Chiasson, nah. I'll be real though. Um, in her last press conference she did, again, she's not butters. She's not butters. She's not somebody I thought of as an attractive women's fighter, but again, there's a lot worse out there. If someone says Macy Chiasson is quite nice, I wouldn't be disgusted by that comment. She's all right. It's all of us today and tonight here. Yeah, so it's kind of what I like about Sunday vibes as well. I think people come here just for comfort. I would go down on that. Her accent is the best part, probably. Also, you mean Chiasson? She sounds. Misha Tate has got cake and is not completely butters. Misha Tate's in the conversation, but that just goes to show you how bad attractiveness in women's MMA generally is. Misha Tate, again, if you saw her on the road, you wouldn't pay her any second glance. But she's got cake and she's all right. I keep seeing these shorts of Indian street food being prepared, and it's good appetite suppressor. I'm going to be real. I don't mean to sound like a racist. I'm never going to India. Like, I travel all the time. That is one place on the planet where I'm all right, mate. I'm not going. I've got no interest in going there. How you doing, B7? Chernica Johnson. All right, you know what? We've leaned into this. Chernica Johnson. Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. Again, a woman's physique, and she's not butters. I'm gonna go, unless I'm being tricked here, and this is somehow a dude. You never know these days. On first glance, I'm gonna say 8. Finally, somebody put somebody genuinely attractive in here. She does have a weird head shape. I can't believe she's a champ with that big of a head. Easy target. I was in Ethiopia like 4 years. I've heard Ethiopia is not that bad. I've got Ethiopian friends. Apparently, it's quite nice. It's quite nice to be out there. I'd go to Ethiopia 100 times before I go to fucking India. I'll put it that way. Like, I don't consider myself a racist person. I don't like Indian men. Their women are all right because some of them, like I said, are quite attractive. But Indian men, I hate them. As I don't mean people who are of Indian ethnicity. I mean Indian men that live in India and then they go about in the world. The way that they behave in the world, I hate it. They don't understand what the fuck a Q is, and they're the most arrogant cunts I've ever encountered. I don't care how that sounds. I've had enough encounters with Indian men to say that that's a fair generalization. Fuck it. Sky Nicholson. I find Aussie accents amusing. Like, they're funny to listen to. Like, I can tune into Dougie and just hear him go off, and it's hilarious. But it's not like a sexy accent. That's my feelings about that. I want all brown people to unsub from my chat too. That's not what I said. I didn't say that. I too. You always have to take it to the next level, don't you, Smith? Don't you, Sniff? I'm not talking about the smell. I'm talking about their cultural attitudes. Like I said, I lived in Qatar for like 3 years, and every time I went to I go to an airport or whatever, they would do everything in their power to skip queues, and it would rage me. And if you give an Indian male a fucking British passport, the fucking egos on those people. Sniff can unsubscribe from my channel. He hates whites, and Sniff hates everybody. Sniff is an equal opportunity hater. I guess old people in India skip lines, so when they come first, they think it's okay. It's not just old people in India, though. And by the way, shout out to Base Gotti. I'm loving a new channel name. How did you enjoy the card last night? You hated it as well? I thought so. No need to discuss it, I guess. Yeah, India. It's just the Indian males in particular, ones that have lived in India and then go about in the world. I fucking despise the way they behave. Like 90% of the fights that I've almost gotten have been with Indian men. The way that they're just cunts, the lot of them. And again, I'm not talking if you meet somebody who is of Indian descent and they live in England, they live in America, I don't hate them. I hate Indian men that live in India and leave India. Just to clarify before I get clipped up as I mean, it's still racist, but Frankie for the Qatar oil money. It's how I kind of set my path in the world. I would recommend people go and live in the Middle East. Can make some serious money there. Thank you, Westy, for shouting out Based Gotti in the chat. I appreciate that. Give Based Gotti a sub. Hopefully we can get Based Gotti to do some lives soon. I think they'd be very good. You'd have to deal with some degenerate scumbags in the chat, but I think you can handle it. We've got some weird fuckers in here who, as soon as they see a female, they just start acting fucking bizarre. If you can put up with some, some weird comments here and there, I think you'd have a very entertaining chat or a very enjoyable chat community. Not being racist is mid-wit NPC behavior. I think most of us are NPCs. I'm starting to figure this out. I'm leaning more and more into this is a simulation. I'm feeling it more and more every day. There are signs. I'm not going to get into this too heavily, and they're super weak. Oh yeah. Yeah, how many Indian street fights have we seen where the entire crowd is beating the shit out of one person and they come out of it fresher than when they walked in? It's a joke. Main card boiled my blood. I feel exactly the same way. I thought the main event was great. I've got to apologize to Khalil Roundtree. I did it at the start of this. But aside from that, I was really angry with the Batista decision. I was really angry with the Pena Pennington fight. Outcome or not, which I didn't agree with. I thought the fight was dog shit until Pena started getting beaten up. And I guess I got somewhat bricked up from that. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Chris Gray, they are taking over your country. They're taking over everywhere. They just are. I don't care. I know I sound racist. When it comes to Indian men, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Judge me all you want. I don't think people understand the difference between being racist and bigoted. I think people do understand the difference somewhat. I consider myself like culturally or geographically racist. I'm not racist to like skin color or I think culturally some people just piss me off. It's like we've got cultural. The queuing thing is the one that annoys me the most. I'll be honest. People that just think, and it happens to me when it happens to me every fucking day when I'm in the queue waiting. I turn up very early to my son's school, for example, so that he doesn't have to wait for me. I get there 20 minutes before he gets off. And there are two Indian families that turn up and they just try and walk right past me every time. They turn up literally as the gate's about to open. It's just the thing they do. Fuck them. If I did the 307 live stream, I would have been raging in 4K. This is the thing. But base Gotti, that's what the people want. They want rage. They live for that. They want to see people have a fucking meltdown. And I've managed to avoid the worst thing that I've ever done on live is get drunk and say that I'm a warrior and try to jump out the window. That's the worst thing I've ever done. And it got me like I got 30 subs that night. A means to an end. USA makes me feel that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Be dirty, not clean. Advice that everyone should take. I'm not sure if that was an Indian thing you're referring to. I'm not saying that. Tom, how you doing, bro? Do they shit in the street? I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Street shit at MMA. I'm not going to India ever. I'm a very well-traveled person. I've been pretty much everywhere. I'm never going to India. I can't believe I got myself into this conversation. Oh, Paradox, you're 2 subs away from 200. Congratulations, bro. By the way, thanks to everyone who subscribed recently. I finally got over that 900 subs mark. Only took 6 months to get between like 800 and 900, but it is what it is. I'm grateful to everyone who got me over because having 800, having subscribers in that 800s was starting to annoy me. And I'm grateful that I have that many. I don't deserve that many, but it was starting to piss me off. I can't believe Nate Dogg MMA. Who the fuck is that? Another channel I haven't heard of that's kicking my ass. Great. India is unironically hell. That's how I'd imagine it. Loud. I'm not going to go on about smelly, but I mean, it probably is. But overcrowded as well. It seems like a nightmare to me. Overcrowded in Bangkok, I can take. Because it's fucking... The women there are goated. And you can have a lot of fun. 1K before the end of the year. I thought I would get there by the end of the year. It's possible. It's possible. I think I'm just about on target for that. Yeah, if you could get Paradox to 200 tonight, that would be great. 200 is a tough one to crack as well. I found the first five. The weird thing for me is my first 500 were quite smooth. And then things just slow down. Thoughts on England beginning India 2? You mean thoughts on England? What do you mean? As in we created them in a lab. I don't think we'd make that mistake. Oh, becoming India 2. I was going to say, what was that? It's been slowly happening for a long time. Again, I don't have anything against Indian people in general. It's just culturally, I find them fucking irritating. Who is Nate Dogg MMA? Who is Nate Dogg MMA? Let's check this out. Did you just make this up? Is this a joke? I'm not seeing anyone called Nate Dogg MMA. It's crossover MMA. Crossover MMA. Did crossover hit 1,000? That is fucking amazing. I didn't realize he'd hit 1,000. Oh, he's hit 220. I see. I was gonna say if he's hit 1,000 already, but even hitting 220 at this stage, he's had a YouTube channel for how long? 3 months. I love crossover. He doesn't look like Nate Dogg. So are the Indians in England trying to get cow shit and piss in the supermarkets? I haven't witnessed that personally, but again, yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me just try and catch up with this. Show us your feet. No, Taz. I've got really nice feet, by the way. I've got nice everything. I'm generally quite a cute fucking person, I'll have you know. Nate Dogg MMA would be Chris Gray. If Chris Gray ever made a channel. Yeah, crossover puts that work in. The shorts are... I really need to do more shorts, but I can't be fucked. He does not look like him. No one wants to live on the top of each other in piles of dung. Indians don't even like themselves. But another thing I don't like with India is the whole caste system as well. Don't kick out Taz Westy. He's just trolling. He's just joking, but let's keep feet fetishes are for the gross. But yeah, yeah, good point. Good point, Nora. And by the way, shout out to Nora's channel as well. Nora, what have you got to? What are you on now? I think you're close to 500, right? Or not too far from there. Imagine if Elon Musk dropped off shit-powered Teslas in India. They would be a raging success. The fact that Modi got in as prime minister or whatever the fuck they called him in India, because he promised to put a toilet in every house, sums up India in general. Oh, Taz, you were saying that to Weston. Carry on. Westy can take it. Westy's way more chilled these days. Caste systems are legit. Yeah, like I told you, I was with like a British-born Indian woman for like 2.5 years. She cut my hair off. I don't know if you ever heard that story. I never spoke to the bitch again. Should have knocked her out. But she went on about the caste system stuff all the time, and how she was so good, how she was so elevated because she was in this caste, and she didn't associate with people because of this caste, and yet she was desperately trying to pin me down and marry a white dude, which makes no sense. Scumbag. They don't have toilets. I think it's something. I think it's something like 70% of households don't have a toilet. Need I say more? 1 billion people, 70% no toilets. I think it's less than that now, but that I would love to see that, Chris Gray. I mean, I'm not really into food channels, but if you did it, I'd support you. Fuck it. I don't know, Taz. Westy's a pretty big dude. And I'm not saying you're small, but I don't know, man. He's not small. I'll put it that way. I mean, he climbs trees for a living. I'd be wary of that. Again, this whole YouTube, I'm gonna whoop your ass, you're gonna whoop my ass stuff. No one's gonna do nothing. All right? No one's gonna do shit. So just shut the fuck up. And just be nice. They dig a hole in the ground instead. Oh, Lane. Lane, I'm loving you more. Gotta say. Tax is missing his front teeth. Who's Tax? Jack? Tax? Who's Tax? Yeah, Andy, shorts are a good way of getting yourself out there. The only thing with shorts is I don't think they translate to subs all that well. Because when people watch shorts, they mostly just like flick through them and don't stop and sub, which is fine because getting your face out there is important as well. Wish no chill. Is it your birthday today? Fuck off. Happy birthday, bro. You're not 30. You're 19 at a push. But happy birthday, no chill, if it really is. You can never tell with you because you're such a you mix in truth with bullshit so eloquently. It's very, very hard to tell whether you're serious or not. Oh, Toothless Taz. Okay. I'm not gonna get personal. I don't know about that. I like Taz's channel. Bro, shorts get mega views for some reason. It's because people are retarded, Nora. People sit there and they just flick through shorts all day long. Happy 16th birthday. Yeah, you're not that far wrong. In fairness, I reckon he's just broken from 16. I'm gonna go no chills 20. Frank, I have ended up with 101 subs doing pretty much only shorts. Your shorts are good though. They're wholesome. You need to start doing lives as well. Just get on it. You're a female. There's so much you could take advantage of being a female. Men are stupid. 16 or 30. Yeah, guys, stop. I like that you and Sniff have chilled out a little bit. You're not 30, bro. You're not 30. I don't believe a word you say, especially regarding your age. But happy birthday, though. Much love. Nah, 19. Again, I'm just, we're never going to really know. I'm not saying you're obviously a very intelligent lad and very creative. So I'm not shitting on you in terms of your maturity. Just, it's just a vibe. I don't know. Base Scotty should have more subs. Not gonna lie, she has nice eyes, and that's the nice version of what you can expect moving forward. Super Shotty, how you doing, my brother? I'm still raging about the last night's card. I was a Jose Aldo win away from getting $500 on a 7-fight parlay. I'm fuming. Do you think women are smarter than men? No. No. Women are not smart. They think they are. But again, I'm just talking on experience. There are some smart women, but generally no. Yeah, don't encourage Base Gotti to be like the Fight Fairy. Base Gotti would never go down that road. Never would. Peace be with you, young man. Again, I'm how many days away am I from? I am 3 weeks and 3 days away from being 40. Western isn't in the UK, Taz. Western's in America. I don't have Joe Hogan. I tell you something, Joe Hogan. I know you. I'm not sure if you have a female. A female. Wow. I just saw there are no female geniuses. Sorry. Correct. There are no female geniuses. I mean, that's probably not true, but fuck it. I know about you though, Joe Hogan. I've seen you around in chat. You're very entertaining as well. And entertaining. Let's just cut the beef out. Fuck it. It's silly. You're 37. You look very young, Andy B. So congratulations to you. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's working for you. Yeah, me and Sniff have been good buds now since I moved to Pluto. Gonna send him some pop brownies for old time. I like when you two get on. His name in Western Mass. Why the hell would he be in the UK? He's from Massachusetts. Yep, the name does reveal it. I think he's in Minnesota, yeah. Minnesota's Massachusetts. I'm sorry if my ignorance for American geography. Minneapolis, Minnesota. So he's in Massachusetts. Where is Massachusetts? Boston? Boston. Boston. Massachusetts is in Boston, right? I was being honest. Gotti has those sleepy eyes that pull you in. It's like a default vibe chick. Is that weird to say? In here, it's not a weird thing to say. In general, maybe a tad. But in here, it doesn't even scratch the surface, mate. Don't piss this female genius off. Crystal, I'm going to be real with you. You look like a female, but you don't behave like one. I've said this to you from the beginning, and I know you're not offended by it. I don't considering we live in this world now, and I like to troll it a little bit. Being a female doesn't mean being born with female parts and shit anymore. Apparently, Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Got it. Oh, that was embarrassing. My geography of America is better than most people here, but it's still not great, as you can probably tell. Weston, I thought you were changing your name. No. We're on a nah. That's hang on a sec. Sorry, I'm way behind now. I had the M right. Yeah, you were pretty close. Hang on, Taz. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, the UK is a little bit soy. Unless you're in London, man. People in London will fuck your shit up. But the rest of England is pretty soy. It's a fair play. I'll take that jab. Westy and Taz, you're both good dudes. Cut it out. What, Taz? You're crazy. We are nothing like the UK besides some architecture. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's kind of fair. I do love America. I'm looking forward to coming back at the end of the year. I'm thinking Miami. I've heard it's pretty cool. It's one of the major US destinations I haven't been to. No, I think you're thinking of somebody else, Taz. Westy's definitely not from the UK. I came here to say what's up and go back to sleep, but lost track of time talking about my perfect Frankenstein MMA woman. I mean, that is very much a thing we do on Sunday. This creepy thing we do where we always bring up rating females. I'm fine with it. Yeah, Westy is really so. Westy is the origin. Westy has a talent for finding new YouTubers that are up and coming. It's uncanny how good he is at it. I think Westy first came in here when I was at what 500 or something, maybe a bit less than that. Musical needs to drop the ether. By the ether, are we talking about a certain video that he's got in the works? Based Gotti, when are you going to go on a video of mine? I'm going to publicly say it again. You need to get on one of my compilation videos. I've tried to recruit you. I've done my best. This is my last public call out. You need to jump on it. Crystal's getting all flirty again. Good on you, Crystal. How you doing, Gaz Ninja? What's good, man? We've just been raging about. We've done our usual. We've raged about the card and how fucking what a dumpster fire it was. Then we spent the preceding 30 minutes looking up females that we think are hot or not, and now we're here. Oh yeah, we threw in a little bit of borderline racism in there as well, talking shit about Indian men specifically, and now we're here. Musical is done on YouTube. What? No, he's not. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Andy? What's the next one? I'll DM you about it. I have an idea that I think would be good. I need it to be because the thing is that the last two compilations I've done have been a little bit similar. So I need to do something a little bit different. I wanna branch out a little bit. But I will DM you about it. In real life videos slap hard. Even when sitting in the park like Snifted with the camera over the field adds something intangible. I agree 100%. I find Sniff's content very entertaining as well. I wish he'd do more. There was one that Jax from Making the Walk did a while ago when he was with his wife and they were talking about a card that was coming up and they were just throwing a frisbee around the park and it was fucking intoxicating to me. It's how I became a fan of his channel. I was like, this is just dope. I was just watching them hurl the frisbee around, having a chat about a card, and I was like, these are two people that I can get along with very well. I just had a feeling. Subscribed immediately and haven't looked back since. I love in real life content like that. It does add another dimension. I completely agree with you. Do you do stuff like that as well, Nora? I need to watch more of your content moving forward. And I'm going to give myself another plug right now. In my description, I've got a video that you guys need to watch. It talks about the best fights that you would introduce to a newcomer. And I think it's a pretty decent video. It's not that long as well. It's like 10 minutes. Show your boy some love. I'd like to, because it's on like 250 views right now, and I think it deserves more than that, in my humble opinion. It took me like 7 hours to edit, so. Now I'm debating if I take a fat Bontoke to Nate Doggy Dog. How much longer streaming do you think? I'll probably do, I don't know, man. It won't be that long tonight. I think maybe another half an hour, maybe at most. Maybe. I'm hoping somebody else goes on live as well so we can do a nice little raid because the Sunday numbers are always decent. Switching laundry, be right back was a great video. Yeah, I think I think it's the second best video I've ever done on my channel. I think the one where we did I don't know, best moments we've had in MMA or oh no, the moments that got us into the sport, I think was secretly my favorite video. But this one's a close second. Just because I defend something doesn't mean I identify as stuff. Yeah. MMA Che is losing his mind that Aldo got robbed and MMA Joey is shocked it wasn't 30-20. MMA Joey is annoying. I used to think he was trolling. He's just a retard. He's just a retard that has retarded takes. I don't even think he does it for clicks. I really don't. I think these are genuinely his opinions. 30-27 Bautista is fuck off you. And MMA Shea is another guy who's which one's MMA Shea again? Is he the guy that did the video about how the UFC is racist? He's another fuck nugget as well. I can't stand MMA Joey. I can't. I went through a little phase where I was like, oh, he's not that bad. He is. He's just a clown. He's an ass clown. Proper bellend, that guy. He's basically he's another like Kenny Okoye. Similar shit. Yeah, World War III started and ended pretty quickly. The Toothless One. You mean MMA Shea? MMA Shea, is he toothless? I don't know. Is that Kinura, or whatever his name is? Is that the same guy? Maybe I'm... Oh, that's Keon Kimura. Is that a different dude? Yeah, MMA Joey is a pussy. Wes, I believe in you over Taz. All right, let's not get into that. Come on, Andy. Let's not stoke the fires. Let's not make it worse. I mean, they're not going to stop going at each other anyway. I don't even know why I'm trying. He is missing his front teeth. I got my front tooth knocked out, but it was in a fight. It was in that fight I was telling you guys I got in when I was like 23. I also got stabbed in that fight as well. I think MMA. Oh, that's the guy. I know. You're right. The one without the front teeth. His channel is quite big as well. He's a white guy, right? No front teeth. How did that happen? Out of curiosity, I have seen one or two of his videos. I went into his live stream once. He kind of ignores his chat quite a bit. So I'm like, I don't really. I mean, I get that when your chat's moving fast, you can't read out every comment because it would be shit. But he seems like a decent dude. So you got jumped in China. No, it happened. Jumped in China. Are you joking? I'm undefeated in China. I'll have you know. But yeah, MMA Che does seem cool, and he does seem knowledgeable. Very much so, and his channel's obviously got to where it is for a reason. Taz, Rigo, and I are good. We're buddies once again. Rigo can suck my actual ball bag. He's a scumbag. Like every week he does something else to piss me off. I very rarely talk shit about anyone in here. Rigo is a cunt. Fuck Rigo. Lucas Tracy came crawling back to YouTube pretending like nothing. Yeah, I love the fact that he didn't even address it. His content is somehow worse than it was before he left as well. I don't know if that's just me. I'm undefeated with this 22 in my pocket. That is an equalizer. I've got to be real. Rigo's worse than Scum, mate. The fact that Rigo still has a YouTube channel is fucking bizarre to me. He is a weirdo, but he's beyond an arsehole. That Chris Duncan thing went way too far for me. And again, not doing his research. Chris Duncan's mother got murdered, and he obviously didn't realize it. And then he said some shit about, your parents are supposed to die. Stop being so soy about it. Proper cunty thing to say. There's nothing redeemable about Rigo. He's a fucking cunt. Sorry. Who were you trolling in Pickham's live? Oh, you were trolling Rigo. Rigo's quite easy to bait as well. I hate his little mustache. I cannot wait for that guy to get fucking exposed. His days on YouTube are numbered. In the Granite 617, how you doing, my G? In the Granite's another guy I need to shout out. In the Granite 617. Lovely individual, great fucking channel, great experiences. Has some of the most intriguing stories. The guy's just an interesting fella. Give In the Granite 617 a shout out. If somebody could link his channel in the description, not in the chat, please. I'd very much appreciate it. In the Granite 617 is a G. Lovely person as well. It would be unfortunate if Rigo died in a fire. I disagree. I strongly disagree. Rigo is scared to fight me or even debate me. Do you blame him, Confederate MMA? He's a prick. He every like phrase, derogatory phrase you can band together to describe a human being is him. Cunt. Nonce. Bully. Retard. He's everything under one banner. And I cannot wait for him to get fucked. Because I know when he gets kicked off the YouTube, and he will, he is gonna have the meltdown of all time. He's gonna have the mother of all meltdowns, and I can't wait to see it. I'm eventually gonna get kicked off YouTube because people are cunty. I got a community strike the other day for a comment that I made that somebody reported, and when that person comes back in his chat, I'm gonna fucking go at them. I got a community strike for something the other day for a comment that I was joking about. I basically called someone a cunt who told me to get the fuck off YouTube, and I went, "I stop trolling, you cunt," and he reported the comment. Imagine that. Anyway, back to more important matters. When he gets kicked off the platform, he's gonna have a epic level meltdown, and it's gonna be beautiful to see. If I get kicked off YouTube, I'm gonna be a bit annoyed, but I'll get on with my life. This guy will be. I don't want to use the S word. And again, I don't want him to die. I don't want to go that far. That guy needs to clean up his act. He needs to get humbled irreversibly. Cunt. By the way, Base Gotti, at some point, Rigo's gonna get in contact with you, and he's gonna ask you to do a collaboration. He's going to, because he's a simp. That collaboration that Base Gotti did with him, not Base Gotti, sorry. What's the other one? Fight Fairy, the other one. Sorry, that sounded so bad. Fight Fairy. That collaboration is gonna come back to bite on the ass. Let loose the noose on Rigo. I'm reading it out. I'm not agreeing with it. Cunt. I agree with this topic, but he's Andy, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm not shitting on you for that. Rigo is as bad as it gets. It's as bad as it gets. He's a bully, he's a nonce, he's a cunt, he's a scumbag, he's a loser. He's 30 years old and he lives with his mummy. Fuck that prick. And he's a groomer. I'm done. Anyone based on here, I want to know the Rumble channel so I can follow them, and even someday we can do Skype calls or Discord on streams there and not worry about strikes. I don't use Rumble, Is Rumble good? I might need to start. The thing is that nobody really uses Rumble, do they? Oh, Crystal, you beauty. And shout out to Crystal Miller's channel as well. Fucking love you, Crystal. Crystal, I've got something funny to tell you. I'm gonna send it to you in a DM. But there's an extra reason why I think you're awesome. But I'm not gonna say it in my chat because it's gonna dox me hard. But I trust you with this information. We're pretty much all based on it. That's pretty much what we do around here. Like I said, in here is anything goes. As long as you're not like a groomer or a nonce, you're welcome to say anything that you want. Rumble has no censorship for now. For now. Everything gets censored eventually. Andy, one of the reasons I didn't like Rigo in the first place is because of the stuff that he said to you as well. The guy's a creep as well. Did I add creep to the list? Rigo really needs to quit picking on those that are differently abled. That's a beautiful word. They hold more value in our society than anyone could ever imagine. 100%. I could not agree more. Rigor lives with his friend in El Salvador now. Does he? Good for him. Still a cunt. Rigo's Anthony Smith human pig hybrid vid is an all-time vid. Recently he's been off the rails though. I haven't seen a lot of his content. I mean, with Rigo, I'm not shitting on him as a creator at all. Because I don't know what kind of creator he is. I've barely watched any of his videos. I'm shitting on him because of the stuff that he says in comments, which are disgusting, and the takes that he has about people's dead relatives, people that have learning difficulties. He's a bully, and he's a groomer for underage boys. Bruh, who reported you? It was one of the guys who comes in here. He's going to come in here eventually. What's the guy's name? I forget. I'm not going to out him right now because I don't want to get into it. But basically, he made a comment on one of my videos telling me to get off YouTube, and I assumed it was a joke because we joke around like that. And I'm not a great YouTuber. I admit that. I'm full of shit. But I thought he was fucking around, and then I basically said, stop messing around, you cunt. And he reported me. So fuck that guy. Yeah, I unsubscribed from Pickham for being buddy. Pickham's quite big as well now, isn't he? Isn't Pickham bigger than Rigo? He steal money. How you doing, Mysterious? Good to have you here, bro. Yeah. So I am eventually going to get kicked off YouTube for comments that I make or things that I say on my videos, whatever. It's going to happen sooner or later. Like I said, this isn't an income base for me. I will miss the community, but I'll just jump into other people's live chats or whatever. It's going to happen because people are very, very salty on here. And when they've got a thing against you, they'll mass report your channel. They'll get up in your business. Pickham actually steals money. What do you mean steals money? Frankie, you're a good man. Sorry. I don't sound like a good man right now going off, but it's just in the granite. There's some behaviors that I find just abhorrent. Grooming, bullying. I'm not a fan of racists in general as well, but again, I can kind of respect people's opinions that they have about being prejudiced sometimes. I don't necessarily always agree with it or ever agree with it, but bullying and nonsense is just that's just too far for me. And taking the piss out of people's dead relatives, you're scum. I'm just pointing out the facts. Fair play, sir. Pickham is legit. Apparently, his channel's doing quite well. I've got nothing against the guy. I've again not somebody that I've watched a lot of their videos. He does do live streams occasionally. I have jumped in on one or two. I'm not a big fan of that style, but I can understand why people are. A cow farmer grows moo, a chicken farmer grows buck, but silly piggy, a pig farmer, does not grow wheat, or Rigo. Damn. I've been banned 5 times from YouTube. I mean, your name is Confederate MMA. I do love your content, but that is a risque one. You know what I'm saying? But people are just yeah, it's amazing. But it wasn't for like it wasn't for that's what I'm saying. It was for a comment. I literally got a message from YouTube saying if you don't watch your behavior and what you say in the comments, and all I did was call someone a cunt, and it was bleeped out. I didn't write cunt. I wrote C star NT, and I wasn't really bullying the person. It was just a back and forth. And I got a message saying, if you carry on with this behavior, your channel is going to get deleted. And I was like, wow. I deserve my channel to be deleted, but not for that. If you're going to ban me for what I'm actually doing, not for stuff that's a joke. Ridiculous. City, I grow shrooms, sticky bud. Who's City? Do you mean the City? As in City Life Project? What a pussy. Precisely. But I think the person did it on purpose to bait me. Because the person comes in here and talks shit in my chat all the time. And is directed, which again, I don't mind. I'm all for banter. I don't mind people talking a bit shit. Fight Night Frankie give fucking live. How you doing, D Half? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but good to have you here, sir. I am actually related to the Kennedy family, which is weird to say I'm a Kennedy, just not in their inner circle. It's kind of like a good play. I like that. I'm all for the Kennedys. Nora 8, don't die, bro. Yeah, don't die. I just don't comment and shit or message people. Every platform is so pussy. You'll just, to be honest, yeah. When it comes to replying to comments now, I always reply to people's comments because I think it's the respectful thing to do. If people take the time to watch your videos, give you a shout out, even if they're being cunts, I tend to respond. But now I'm just going to be extra careful, and it's annoying that I have to be. But I'm going to continue saying what I want in my actual lives. Anything goes. Tax free. Whoa. I love tax free places. Again, I would recommend anyone go live in Qatar, go live in Dubai. Not having tax to deal with is a game changer. I would still be working now if I never moved to the Middle East, and I was only there for 2.5 years, and I made like 250 grand in 2 years, and I was an educator. That will show you the levels. I have only been banned on James Lynch's channel. You've only been banned on one. I would have thought it would have been more. And I love you. This is your boy saying this. I'm your boy, yeah, and I'm saying I'm amazed you don't get banned in other places or multiply. Your brand is perfect for in here, but in other places I can understand. Because I roasted his shit hockey. Oh, I hate when people do that. It's like people that block people on Twitter for like Marab does that quite a lot as well. Marab can dish the banter, and it's poor banter, but he can't fucking take it whatsoever. James Lynch snapped on me before I made this page a channel because I asked if he was Canadian. He told me to Google him. That's a bit. What's wrong with being called? Oh, I get it. I get it a little bit. Yeah, I've heard he's a bit. Again, didn't James Lynch get into it with MMA Joey as well? He seems easy to trigger. 120,000 a year legal, now a few million a year. Bro, whatever you're doing, keep it the fuck up. I never get banned, and nor should you, Andy. My favorite Frenchman. How you doing, Oscar? My favorite dickhead. Lovely to have you here, sir. Don't feel bad about being related to the Kennedys. Oh, hang on. I'm related to John C. Calhoun. Somewhere done mine, Roger C. Calhoun popped out of there, and that is my daddy. Do you mean daddy like I'm your daddy? Or I'm your father? Just to clarify. James Lynch is so uptight, so many innocuous comments, and he will lose his shit. But that might be part of the reason why he has some success. Because like I said, people love rage baiting. It's the same thing with like Ronan is a pretty smart guy. He's knowledgeable about what he does. But I think what a lot of people enjoy is you can say stuff to him and you know he's gonna rage, which is quite entertaining. Tom, he banned me even though he knows I'm from the same place as him, and I was always chilling his chats. Sounds undeserved in this instance. Yeah, people that ban people. Sports is supposed to be centered on that, bantering about each other's teams and shit. If you're getting upset about that, you're a pussy. Can I tell Rigo about this about him? You can say whatever you want, Andy B. That's your free right, sir. I think Rigo is fully aware of me and how much of a cunt I think he is. Because he's got enough minions around the place that will feed him information. And I've gone off. And I will keep going off. He's scum. Anyway. Bro, what the fuck? James Lynch loves my jokes. He always laughs. Maybe you guys aren't funny enough. Yeah. ITP, how you doing, my G? What's good, man? Congratulations on what you on now? You must be nearly hitting 15K, bro. Congratulations. Well deserved, sir. You know, I've always been a big fan of both your channels. It's good to see you doing as well as you are. And I never miss a video from ITP. So shout out to you, sir. I'm glad you weren't here earlier. It got out of pocket a little bit. We got a bit racist and a bit sexist, which is normal in here. And thanks for checking out that recent video as well. I wish you'd been on it, but I assume you're very busy lately. So fair play. Rigo is Pat Barry. Is a Pat Barry. No, we can, that's not enough. That's not enough, Mr. Toad. That's rough on Pat Barry. Damn, Frankie, I really do have that bad of a reputation on it. Yeah, not really. Little bit. Little bit. Little bit. I love you though. All you should care about is my opinion, because I'm the only opinion that matters around here. All right. ITP, if you're still here, I don't know if you still are. Let me know your feelings on yesterday's card, because I've had some opinions to share about that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the link for ITP. Yeah, shout out ITP. He definitely needs the subscribers. That channel's dying. But if you haven't subscribed to ITP, do. If you like general MMA YouTube content videos that have a good creative twist on them, ITP is the guy. And his lives are great as well. You are my devil, and you know that. How's Halloween? Halloween's I'm turning 40 this Halloween, so I'm not really looking forward to this one, but it is my favorite holiday. And yeah, and shout out to you, Kerry, as well. You beauty. Chris Gray is about as edgy as WMC. What you talking about, Frankie? He's not really. I'm not saying edgy. I'm saying he's like. I don't think he's even edgy. I find Chris Gray very entertaining. I'm just saying. Favorite horror movie? I'm not really a big horror fan, you know. Are you going to go trick or treating? I have a 4-year-old. Say yes. I'm not going to be doing the kind of. I'm not going to be doing the kind of trick or treating that Rigo does in his ice cream van. But yes, I'm going to take my 4-year-old son trick or treating, Oscar. Oh, by the way, to Carrie Abu Al Kir MMA, another really interesting channel where you can get something a little bit different. Can somebody link Carrie's channel in here as well? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I go on your lives quite regularly. Another good dude that has great takes. I really enjoy his channel. Shout out to you, sir. You definitely deserve some growth. You'll be getting to 1,000 soon as well, I'm sure. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully we can get there together. Chris Gray is good people. Yeah, I love Chris. It's a weird one because it's nice that Chris Gray and Sniff have laid off each other, because I love Sniff as well. It's awkward. Speaking of people that I fucking love, Aaron Tats, my boy. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing very well. We're done raging, like, mostly. I got most of my rage energy out. And I feel a little bit better. Lost Soul is a cowboy. Lost Soul is all right. Kyrie. Sorry, bro. Kyrie. I'm going to remember that. What was the worst judge's decision? It's got to be the... Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. It was the Bautista and Aldo one, but I've got to admit that Aldo kind of did it to himself as well. Allowing himself to be basically molested up against the cage was an issue for me, but I still think he won the fight. The Juliana Pena one, you know how much I hate that cunt. And it's mostly because I know she's going to be a horrible champion that won't fight who she's supposed to fight. But you can make an argument that she won the fight. They both clearly won two rounds each, and the first round was a swing round. So I'm not that upset about that. Carla Esparza, who cares? So yeah, I would go with the Bautista Aldo fight. I thought it was fairly clear for Aldo, but he allowed himself to be robbed. And that was the issue. According to the rules, he should have won. He should have. But I can see it. I can understand it. It's just unfortunate. And again, I don't. It's not really about the money, but I was about to make $500. Aldo was the last one on my parlay, and then so I'm maybe extra raising about that. Yeah, again, no takedowns. And no, and the strikes he did get were all like patty little knees to the. It's disgrace. It's honestly disgusting. I'm legit angry about it. I am. It was horrible. I just think it was a bad decision. I don't because Aldo allowed it to be robberyable because he basically just allowed himself to be pushed against the cage. That I was thinking the whole time watching it. I'm like, why isn't he pushing away? And part of it was I think Aldo was rocked for a little bit as well. He was maybe shaking off the cobwebs and maybe he was a bit tired. So he kind of did it to himself. But at the same time, he still won. And you're rewarding people fighting like pussies. And that's the issue that I have with it. I know Juliana Pena is a two-time champion. Poirier's never won a title. It's hilarious. I broke my $300 headphones and really bruised my hand when Aldo lost. Yeah, I'm feeling that. So I mean, I bet like I think it was like 40 bucks or something to make 500. So I lost $40. So it's not really the money thing. It's just I get robbed every single fucking card. Something happens. But that's basically ruined Aldo's run now. He's not going to get another title shot or another title eliminator. And he should have one. He should have had one before this fight. And now he's definitely not going to get one. It's a disgrace. Again, if the judge should have broke it up more, I know what you mean. The ref should have. If we'd had that based ref that was fucking up the Ihor Pretoria fight, Aldo would have won. We needed the ref for that fight. He would have been perfect. But it is what it is. Lane subscribed. Good job in the granite. So basically, if you're in here, subscribe to In the Granite 617. Obviously, subscribe to ITP as well. Subscribe to Aaron Tats. Subscribe to Based Goddy. Subscribe to fucking Sniff as well. Pena has a Pete Davison build. That's why you should subscribe to Sniff. Holland breaking a rib and bitch ass Roman getting. Yeah, the black belt thing was weird. But the thing is, I think those black belt things are ceremonial. I don't think it was what he did in the cage. I mean, they shouldn't do that because that's how it comes across. But no, it was fucking. But I like Roman Dolidze, and I feel sorry for him because that Cheyenne Vlismas is a dragon lady, and now he's tied to her for life. No, don't ignore Sniff. Sub to him. The Ehol ref is so incredibly based, but Joe Rogan has too much put in the zeitgeist. Yeah, I mean, the eye pokes were terrible. He shouldn't be reffing ever again because of that. But at least it was funny. I'll give it that. I wonder why people choose to be fat. I don't think they always choose to be fat, Cage. But some of them do, and they should be fat shamed for it. Good to see you here, Cage. Roman's been black belt level for years, so I don't mind it. Yeah, I get that as well. But what was the black belt for? That's what they didn't clarify. What was it for? He has two. I feel double bad for that fucker. Have you tried having one wife? It's a lot of work. Having two sounds like a nightmare. Whenever people talk about like people from the Islamic community having four wives, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's really great." Are you mental? I would advise people not to get married once, let alone 4 times. And simultaneously, fuck that. But no, Roman Dolidze sounds like it sounds like he's having a rough ride. David Hay have 3 girlfriends, that's fine. I'm all for that. But getting married? Having 3 simultaneous wives? Yeah, subscribe to Sniff, subscribe. Ignore him saying you shouldn't subscribe to him. Sniff is the man. Sniff Glaze. Sunday Sniff Glaze. I fucking love Sniff. Diet Coke is half the battle. I mean, it's like when people order a fucking order a McDonald's meal and then they get the Diet Coke on the side. That's not going to solve the problem, buddy. Buddy. Frankie, it depends if the women are in with the program. If they aren't, it will fall. I mean, that's fine, but then the problem with that is, yeah, women are gonna women. They just are what they are. And also, in the Islamic community, I know because my brother and sister are both Muslim, you have to treat those four wives 100% equally. That's rough. That's hard to do. And getting four women to agree that they're all being treated equally is an anomaly the likes of which I've never heard of. Marriage is a bad deal for a dude unless you're the poor one in the relationship. Then it's fucking awesome. So again, I need to release a book about this. Don't marry a broke bitch. In fact, don't marry a bitch that makes the same amount of money as you do. Because they will spend your money and keep their money. Then they'll take your house and they'll be fucking Bob on your bed. Whoever Bob is. Do you think Kayla beats either Pena or Pennington in a 5-rounder? I think she could beat both of them at the same time in a 5-rounder. I know Kayla got shit on for that performance yesterday. I thought it was very good. I thought the hip toss she got in round 1 was great. And what I like about Kayla, when she gets someone on the ground, she beats the fuck out of them. I like her. I think she's a good fighter. Has she got flaws? Yep. She's not the best striker, but she's got a chin and she's incredibly strong. And when she gets a bitch down, she fucks a bitch up. So I'm all for it. I'm married to the game. Oh, sniff. This is why the man crush persists. Because you just understand. You get it. Just keep your fling on a string and it's gravy. I'm all for that. I think generally women are women who are real. They get the fling on a string thing. I think it's important. Almost every English man I know has a Muslim convert relative. That's why I love the UK. Aside from there was a period, Kyrie, where it was very, very prominent. The majority of my friends are Islamic. Like I grew up in that kind of community. And I'm all for it. I find Islam to be the most tolerable of all the religions. But I'm generally not a religion guy. I hope that doesn't offend you. I'm a spiritual person, but I think religions are mostly bullshit and dangerous. And I'm very sorry if that's offensive. I'm not saying Islam is bullshit. I just think the construct of religion kind of is. White Muslims are scary. There are two. The thing is, my sister's a very devout Muslim. Like she covers herself and she prays 5 times a day and she lives by the whole thing. And she's become a much better person for it. My brother's a Muslim, but he drinks like a fish. He never prays. It's just kind of in name. He's one of those converts. If a lady can't get up in the middle of the night and make you a goddamn sandwich, she don't deserve no kids because she ain't going to take care of them either. Again, I mean, every single word of that is true. Like I'll give like the mother of my children is a phenomenal parent. She's a bit over the top sometimes. She talks too much and she's got too many idiotic opinions, but she's a very good mother. And she ain't a brokey. So shout out to her. If they're so tolerant, then what the fuck is up with ISIS and the Taliban? All right, Tom. That's not what being a Muslim means. I'm not saying that, Mountain Man. I'm not using the P word in public. Every Muslim homie I have has sex, drinks, swears, but they refuse to eat bacon. It's quite strange to me. And bacon is probably the best thing of all those things. I'm going to call that now. I am a pork guy. Is she a genius? She thinks she is. She's a lawyer. So she thinks she's the utmost authority on everything. She thinks she's a lawyer who thinks she's a scientist and a doctor and a fucking fireman. She thinks she can do all the jobs. I love me bacon. I couldn't live without bacon. I'll be real. I couldn't live without pork. I am a English breakfast kind of guy. But it is bizarre to me that, like, of all the things that they give up on, it's like, yeah, I can drink. It's the pork where they fully, like, and I'm talking about converts mostly here. You're absolutely right about that. Bacon is supreme. I love me some bacon. And not to sound like a fruitcake, but I love me a sausage as well. A good old pork sausage. Are you kidding me? I know sausages are made in the most disgusting ways, and don't start get on me for that. I've made it a point not to look at the production process because I don't want to ruin it for myself. But I have a full English breakfast at least twice a week. It's probably going to be what kills me, and I don't care. It's goated shit, and I'm never giving it up. Bilal's next opponent should wear gloves made of pig skin. You are creatively fucked up. Cows are S tier. I mean, I love beef as well. I'm a meat person. Meat, seafood, I'm down for all of it. Eating animals, I'm all over that shit. Yes, Oscar, I'm a sausage eater, and a proud one. I don't give a fuck. Have you seen Pally and Molly's reality show? I'm watching it on BBC right now. It's such a train wreck. I assumed it would be. Molly McCann's another person that I can't stand, and apparently she's an asshole as well, which doesn't surprise me. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's amusing. I've started to like Paddy recently. I mean, tolerate him, and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm not going to watch anything that he does reality TV because I'll just end up hating the guy again. And I've got too much hate in my life already. I can't believe Raquel Pennington loves sausage. What kind of sausage are you referring to? Oh, you're referring to me again. Fuck you. ITP, do you think I look like Raquel Pennington? There's only one correct answer to this. Kevin Bacon. I love Tremors. I love Kevin Bacon in general. He's a national treasure that needs to be protected. Yeah, I used to really despise Paddy. I thought he was a wet wipe, but I think it was the interactions he had with Tony Ferguson, who I also think is a massive wet wipe, that kind of got me on his side a little bit more. I do like me some Paddy now. After we're done here, I want everybody to type in beef. It's what's for dinner in your search bar in YouTube. You see it. Yeah. And you're a very honest person. Well, I guess it's official. And the best thing is, ITP, it's not the worst thing I've been called in here. Not by a long shot. I would say it's top 5 compliment, if anything. I don't get complimented in here. So that's one of the top 5 nicest things anyone's ever said to me. I have to take it. Do you think Kayla should fight Marab? I'd pay to see it. I liked Paddy until the Gordon fight. He won me back with the green fight. Yeah, the Gordon delusion was a bad look. But I disliked him before then. I disliked him during the whole Ilya Tapuria beef. Oh, Sniff just called me Kayla Harrison. Raquel Pennington again. Which is fair. I do look like her. A spooky amount, I've got to be honest. But she'd make a relatively handsome man. Terrible female, but a relative. And at least she's the dude in her relationship, so it could be worse. Being French is the biggest compliment, in my opinion. No. French people are rude, smelly. Oh, I am racist, aren't I? And cowards. Frankie, would Dustin beat Paddy right now? Yeah, I reckon he would. Dustin's takedown defense is good enough, and he's just a way better striker. So yeah, I think Dustin would beat Paddy. I don't think Paddy is good. I think there's a route to him to get. There's a route for him to get to a title shot, but he's never going to win a belt. I think if they give him like Benil Dariush, he could win that, and then he could get a title eliminator. And if they pair him up with the right person, they could get him there. I love you, Frankie. Marry me. I really appreciate that, Andy B. But I'm not gay, and I'm already taken. But thank you, man. I appreciate the love. Take the compliments where you can find them. Because the older you get, the less fucking frequent they get. You're French Canadian. What? Andy, are you in Canada? I did not realize that. I assumed you were in America. Frankie, you have to tell Andrew your ring size. Let's not encourage that. Andy's got enough targets. I'd rather be off that list. But I love you as a mate, Andy. And that's as far as we're going with that. Paddy's very overrated after Bobby Green put himself in the sub. Benil's cooked though. The Benil that was going into the fight with Charles Oliveira, I would have beaten Paddy, but this Benil, he's done. He's done. He's too old and too fucked now. In my very humble opinion, I reckon he's done out here. Frankie, you said you're taken or taking? Taken. I don't take anything. Apart from money and hearts, mate. Top 15 light heavyweight is old as fuck now and very big. That's what I'm saying. If I was Paddy, I'd call out Dariush, make sure I get that fight before Fiziev takes it, and off you go. Frankie is taken by Tisha Torres. This is well-known information. I'm pitching though, bro. I'm pitching. She ain't doing anything to me. It's a one-way fucking thing. There's only one direction the piping's going in, and it's in that direction. And don't tell me none of you would pipe up Tisha Torres, because you absolutely would. She's all right. Sniff, please, man. I don't want that kind of heat. Benil only got KO'd by the 1 and 2 guys. He's cooked, but not that cooked. I don't think he'd lose to Paddy's striking. Probably not, but they're comparable striking. And Paddy's younger and stronger and very big for that division. I think it would be a close fight, but I think it's Paddy's best path to climbing up the rankings. Who you got, Bivol or Beterbiev? I'm going to go Bivol. I think he's mustard. I think Bivol wins. He made Canelo Alvarez look dog shit. And I know Canelo Alvarez isn't the greatest, but he made him look like nothing. He beat him worse than Mayweather did. Which is some doing, because Mayweather beat the fuck out of him. No, Andy, it's just banter. We're just joking. You can say whatever you want, mate. Wardley versus Clark is going to be a great fight. There's some good cards actually coming up in boxing. Boxing's actually starting to get back on top again. But again, with boxing, the robberies are they're never. Oh, fucking hell, I hate. I'd say I'm going to quit gambling, but I'm not. Beterbiev within 11 rounds. I don't think it's a tough fight for both of them. Beterbiev is probably. They're both very skilled. They both got chinned. I reckon it's going to go the distance. A split decision wouldn't surprise me. Canelo chose to fight Bivol over Beterbiev for a reason. Beterbiev's very good. I don't know. It's more the competition. I think Bivol's faced better competition. That might be why I'm leaning towards him. It's a fight you don't bet on, though. Something tells me Bivol gets it done, but I'm not sure. Again, I'm not confident enough to say for certain. And fuck boxing, by the way. I mean, yeah, if I wouldn't bet, I'd bet on it to go the distance if I was going to bet on anything. Which the odds on that probably aren't that great. See you soon, tits. Good to see you here, Cage. By the way, my Danish buddy. I lived in Victoria for a bit. It was too expensive. Do you mean Victoria in England or Victoria in Australia? Can you clarify that? Or is there a Victoria in America as well? There probably is. Dern is horsey, mate. In the granite, I respect you as a person. Mackenzie Dern looks like a horse. That's what I think when I see Mackenzie Dern's long face. She's very horsey. Decent bunda, but is horsey faced. Sniff, you have beef with everyone though. I'm surprised you even come in here to hang on. Better BF to win in round 9 to 12 plus 350. I don't like a naked. I don't like a knockout in that fight. I think they're both got really good chins. They're both really. It's going to be a technical exhibition. I got Bivol because when you've got two guys that high level, you've got to fade the 40-year-old coming off a knee injury. Good point. And Better Biev is older, considerably. Sniff will be stiff in the 5th. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bivol, but I'm not putting the house on it. Oh, Victoria, British Columbia. So I managed to get it wrong on every front. Canada. I think going the distance. What's the odds on it going the distance, Lane? Oh, fucking hell. It always gets to a point on Sunday when I just can't read the comments out anymore. I'm all good with people like beefing in here, but I'm just not gonna read them out. Everybody needs to put this link in their watch. What is that? Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can. I don't have my own channel open, so hang on. Now there's 35 people in here on YouTube and another 20 on Twitter. Very nice. I don't think she's. Hang on a second. What is this? Oh, that's what you were talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that later. Over 10.5 rounds is minus. That's not a bad shout. I don't think either of them are gonna get knocked out. I'm going with Bivol. I'm going with my original pick. But Better Biev is obviously class as well. But he's an old cunt. Go the distance minus 155. I like that. I might stick that on. I think it's going to be a technical masterclass. And the thing is that they're both going to be wary of each other. So I think that could play into it as well. We're going to get moments in the fight when they're both sizing each other up for long periods, in my opinion. What the hell was that? End stream before I go on ban page. Oh, as in you go on a ban page. Yeah, let's not ban people. I haven't got some colossal massive channel where I can kick people out. I've got to allow the cunts in as well. We'll start like executing people when we get to 1,000, and I can be a bit more choosy. Bivol's gonna make Better Biev look like Johnny Walker. Are you on Bivol's? The fact that you're on Bivol's side as well is interesting. I'm one of them 90s kids. That commercial came out in 93. I was born in the 80s, but I'm technically a 90s kid as well. The 90s were great because you could go back and watch everything in the 80s and they were still relevant, and the 90s wasn't that bad as well. Things went to shit once the 2000s started. But yeah, let's not kick people out for having disagreements. The props are better play. What prop are you thinking of, Lane? Are you thinking of like a amount of strikes landed, or I'm interested to know. Your gambling picks are fucking amazing, I've heard. I think Westy told me that you're very good at I need to get some betting tips from you because I've been on a fucking losing streak lately. But I keep getting robbed. I'm not just losing, I'm getting skanked every fucking time. Like the week before last, it was what robbery was it again? I always win every fight on the parlay apart from one, and it's always a skank. Bivol is my favorite boxer, certified Chad. He is amazing. I'm not sure who my favorite boxer is right now. Oh, it's Usyk. Of course it's Usyk. I'm surprised it took me that long. He also has the same name as me. Oh, as in the Chad. Or are you saying your name's Bivol? What? What's better be if by decision? Because I'd imagine there's good odds for that. If I was going to bet on a winner, I'd go Bivol by decision. It's more because of Better Biev's age. Yeah. No, I'm with you on the Aldo one. I'm so angry about that. It's not even about the money. It's just about being robbed again. I mostly bet on cards to make them more entertaining. I don't do it for financial gain. It's mostly to make the fights have more stakes. Because I found I don't enjoy cards as much when I'm not betting on them. And no, I don't bet on female fights unless they're both really crap. And then a plus 2.5 is a nice little parlay sprinkler. They're usually good at boosting parlays because most female fights end in decision. This ball game is wild. Are you watching baseball, Andy? I have been here since 1982. I'm the old far up in this bitch. I was born in 84. Take it easy, Andy. Enjoy your and shout out to Andy B's channel. Love you, bro. Have a good weekend, rest of your weekend. Hope you enjoy your I'm assuming it's baseball. I have just received a message from the like button. Look, guys, it's taunting you. I always forget to tell people to fucking like. This is why my channel goes nowhere. I forget to ask people to like and to subscribe, and it's to my detriment. Aaron Tatz, you are a very educated person for such a young man, or a very knowledgeable person, should I say? Oh, Dimitri. Dimitri is a fucking sick name. Yeah, the over 2.5 in women's MMA is generally solid, but they have to both be especially terrible. Because then they'll just pitter pat each other and then they'll hug for like 15 minutes, and it's beautiful. I love that. That makes women's MMA fights worth watching to me because I'm on the edge of my seat, being like, "Don't finish, don't finish, don't finish, don't finish," and it makes it entertaining. Apparently, I don't know how to say Western at the moment. Question equals Western. Huh? See you, Drools. Is that me? Take it easy, Andy. No, Chris Gray, don't get married. Don't get married unless she's a millionaire. And there's no prenup. That's my advice. All right, and it's not the moonshine, Gaz. Crystal is a known voice to text person, and sometimes it works out beautifully, and sometimes it doesn't as much. I'm probably gonna head off now, guys, because I've got to get my son up bright and early for school. Is there anyone we should raid? Has anyone got any raid suggestions? We've done a solid 2 hours on a Sunday, which is a little bit less than I usually do on a Sunday, but it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so is there anyone who deserves a raid or anyone who's going online? Maybe in the granite feels like going online right about now. Shout out to In the Granite, you beautiful son of a gun. Is anyone online who wants a raid or deserves a raid? Maybe somebody new that we haven't raided before would be cool. Let me just check online and see if there's anyone who's on. We've got Kindle MMA, who I've just been added onto recently. He's got 3 subscribers. Not 3 subscribers. He's got 3 people watching. Maybe he'd appreciate a raid. Who's this, Westy? Is this Kindle? Yeah. Let's head over to Kindle MMA and shout out Fight Night Frankie is a cunt. And it looks like it might be his birthday as well. Let's link this in here. Let's head over to Kindle MMA and shout out the channel. And we can all shout out each other's channels as well while we're there. So I'm going to shout that in there again. Guys, much love to all of you. Again, it's been a really nice Sunday. I'm glad we're kind of back on track with our nice Sunday streams. Yeah, he's No Chill MMA Mark II, a discount No Chill MMA, we'll say. So let's get over to Kindle MMA. Show the guy a little bit of love on a Sunday. Much love to all of you. I'll catch you all on Tuesday is when I'll be back. I'll be doing Dana White's Contender Series on Tuesday, a watch along. Shout out to everyone here. Much love to everyone who turned up. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and God bless to all of you.